The 11th and final season of The Walking Dead wraps up this October, and fans are hyped. But even though the mainline series is about to end, the franchise isn't even close to finished. AMC has got a ton of spin-offs planned, and one of the biggest series in the pipeline is the untitled Rick and Michonne show. Before they can begin production on the project, though, they've got one big problem to solve. Firstly, it's a problem that the show has had to deal with for a while. It all started at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. AMC conducted a big Walking Dead panel at the convention, and it was awesome. The network basically gave fans a sneak peek at what's in store for the zombie franchise moving forward, and there was a lot to unpack. The biggest announcement, though, was related to one of the franchise's most iconic duos, Rick Grimes and Michonne Hawthorne. The couple is returning for a whole new run of blood-soaked adventures, and the decision was a massive surprise. That's because fans thought that AMC had other plans for the former sheriff's deputy. They announced back in 2019 that there was going to be a whole trilogy of films starring Andrew Lincoln as the character. You heard that right. The plan was for 3 films about Rick Grimes exploring the post-apocalypse. It looks like the pandemic shook up the studio's vision, though, because we aren't getting any movies for the foreseeable future. Instead, Lincoln will team up with Danai Gurira for a 6-episode miniseries. Now, that new direction of the spin-off comes with its own set of issues. If you're a fan of the Walking Dead TV show, you'll definitely know what we're talking about. The problem with making a show centered around Rick and Michonne's relationship is that the two don't have much chemistry together. They're just poles apart as characters. Making them a couple was a pretty questionable decision from the start. Don't get us wrong, both Rick and Michonne are cool as characters. Together, though, they don't make a lot of sense, and it's going to be tough for the show to bring them back together. AMC has described the series as an epic love story set during a zombie outbreak, which sounds pretty ambitious. They're really pushing the whole star-crossed lovers angle, and the show's creators will have to do a lot of legwork to make that believable. They've got to make Rick and Michonne's reunion feel earned, which definitely won't be easy to pull off. The Walking Dead actually left the characters in a really weird place, and picking up where the story left off presents a lot of challenges. If you've been watching the mainline show, you'll know that Rick has been off the grid since season 9. We know he's alive thanks to Anne and the CRM, but that's about it. Seeing as the character sacrificed himself to save everyone, his departure felt pretty satisfying. Michonne, on the other hand, had a way less graceful exit. The character left The Walking Dead in episode 13 of season 10, and her final episode was bizarre. She basically left her children to the Whisperers in order to find Rick, and that decision made very little sense in the moment. Sure, she found evidence that her partner was alive 6 years after his death, but she has never been a character who leaves her loved ones behind. That puts the new show in a bit of a dilemma. It'll need to make fans believe that Gurira's warrior swordswoman would leave 2 young children to fend for themselves in order to find her one true love. Keep in mind that the man's been missing for 6 years, so it's not like she knows he's alive. She basically left Judith and RJ to fend for themselves based on a hunch. But that's not the biggest problem the miniseries will need to deal with. The hardest part will be making the love story feel believable. Think about it. Once Michonne finds Rick, the writers will need to deliver epic romance for the two of them. Based on everything we've seen of these characters on The Walking Dead, that just doesn't feel believable. We're supposed to think that Michonne's love gave her no choice but to go after Rick, but her character arc has literally been all about getting over the deaths of her boyfriend and toddler. Why would she risk letting something like that happen again? To make matters worse, AMC's official synopsis for the show mentions how Rick and Michonne will question their relationship in the series. They'll wonder if they are lovers, victims, victors, or enemies. That doesn't sound like a promising romantic arc, and we're pretty worried about how the show will tackle their dynamic. What's more, they weren't even a couple for that long. They spent more time together as friends than they did as partners, and the start of their relationship in season 6 felt really abrupt. It's never been a fan-favorite pairing, so we're not sure why it's getting a whole miniseries. Honestly, the best way to resolve their story would have been on The Walking Dead. The show was centered around Rick for the longest time, so that would have made a ton of sense. It would have also let him reunite with the rest of the cast and not just Michonne. Sure, the miniseries might have a few cameos, but it's pretty unlikely that we'll see everyone. That means we'll never see the former deputy reconnect with his friends and family, and that feels really rough. If you ask us, that might have been the perfect place to end the show. It looks like AMC has other plans, though. They want to expand the Walking Dead universe beyond just one show, and that's been their goal for a while. Fear the Walking Dead was the first part of that process, and they're expanding the scope of the franchise with a bunch of other spin-offs. They've got a series focusing on Daryl in development, as well as a project based on Negan and Maggie's characters. The second one is called Isle of the Dead, and we have a feeling it'll have way fewer problems than the Rick and Michonne show. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan just have a lot more chemistry than Lincoln and Gurira. We'll just have to wait and see if AMC can deliver. The new episodes will come out in 2023, and they'll wrap up Rick and Michonne's storyline once and for all. Now sure, the people behind this miniseries have their work cut out for them, but let's give them a chance. We're choosing to be cautiously optimistic about this one. With that covered, here's some other news about AMC's future. First up, it looks like the Walking Dead series finale won't have too many loose ends. You heard that right. Even though AMC is trying to set up 3 spin-offs for the franchise, the last episode episode of their biggest show won't leave the characters hanging. That's a relief for fans because it means the focus will be on delivering a satisfying conclusion. Word comes by the way of Scott Gimple, one of the show's producers. He knows viewers have been waiting for this moment for 11 years, and he's got good news. According to him, the finale is about completing the story, and the spin-offs won't get in the way of the ending. It's a little difficult to see how that's possible though. Right now, Daryl, Negan, and Maggie are the main characters on The Walking Dead, and we know they're going to get their own shows after this one. The finale basically has to set that up, or it won't make any sense down the line. We'll just have to see if Gimple remains true to his word. Secondly, the network has a Max Headroom reboot in development. Yep, AMC is rebooting the hit TV drama from the 80s, and it's got old school fans super excited. The project actually has a ton of really cool people involved, so the hype might be merited for this one. The series was a big deal in its time, and the story was pretty cool. The cyberpunk plot revolved around the world's first AI television host, played by Matt Frewer, and fans loved the weird style and fun writing. Frewer is actually reprising his role for the reboot, which will be written by Christopher Cantwell. Cantwell was one of the creators of *Halt and Catch Fire*, so we're pretty sure he'll be able to knock this one out of the park. We can't wait to see what the team comes up with. Finally, The Driver just got a new star. AMC's crime drama has added Skeet Ulrich to the show's cast, which is a remake of the BBC drama of the same name. The actor will star alongside Giancarlo Esposito and Zachary Momo, so he's in good company. The series is about a taxi driver named Vince, played by Esposito. Vince gets into trouble after he agrees to drive a gangster named the Horse around New Orleans. Momo plays the gang leader, and we can't wait to see him share the screen with Giancarlo. Ulrich will play a character named Colin, one of Vince's old friends. You probably know the actor from his roles in Riverdale and 1996's Scream. He's a great performer, and his casting just gave us another reason to check out The Driver when it premieres in 2023. That's a wrap for this video. Are you looking forward to Rick and Michonne's reunion? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.